So the first thing is, welcome everyone, and thank you very much for attending. This is really mostly for the team to celebrate 3 years of production of a one-year game. So that's wonderful. The first thing I need to do is to introduce my co-host, Arthur Archie.
Yes, that's right.
Sorry, Sunny. So this is Arthur Archie, and he's a final year 3D artist. He showed a game he made at Con last year. He and I co-founded the Adelaide Game Dev Discord a year or so ago, and he's a Twitch streamer. What I'm going to do is to show you just one of Christian's most beautiful pieces of music. So Christian just made the most beautiful music, and that was a really fun one. It just makes everybody laugh. That's probably our favourite piece of music.
It's really fun.
Thank you so much. It's actually mine, I think, as well.
Yeah,
I love that one.
That's excellent. So, Christian, before we start, we'll just have a little pop quiz that people are going to think about while Arthur interviews you. And the pop quiz is, how many original pieces of music did Christian compose? So just pop in your answer that you think is right. And in the meantime, over to Arthur and Christian.
Hey, Christian. It's good to meet you. That was really cool. I really liked listening to that.
Hi.
Hey.
Thank you. Yes.
So we play in some questions. Apparently you might have got some in advance, so hopefully not catch you.
No. Look, I'll just speak freely, I guess. But first, I did want to just say congratulations to Kathy and the whole team. It's just so heartwarming to see this finally come to fruition. It was just an absolute pleasure to be involved in this project. So I just wanted to say congratulations to everyone involved. It's a real achievement.
Bit cool. Yeah, you guys have been working for so long. It's been nice watching the progress over time. You know, I haven't been as hands-on as everyone here, but it's been nice as an outsider watching. Seeing how everyone was. So how was the first question? The experience working on the game, Frog Princess?
Oh, look, it was an absolute honour and a pleasure to work on this project. It was one of the very first projects I've worked on. I'm still quite an early in my career as a composer for game music. And I guess this was really cutting my teeth. It was something that, really called on me to kind of go into, orchestration and the orchestral side. And I was just learning as I went. So it was a real challenge. And also Kathy was fantastic to work with, just to have this kind of really rich, character-driven story and these characters to compose these themes for. It was an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, your music does add a lot to it, I feel. So it's definitely nice to hear. I think you did really awesome work.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Did you mess around with that type of genre before?
No, not specifically. I had done some work for theatre, but that was in a very different genre. And then when I met Kathy and we got to sort of talking about the project, we sat down and she screen shared and took me through a kind of a Unity build of the world. I got the artwork of the beautiful 2D artwork of the characters, and it all sort of started to take shape in my mind. So in terms of genre, I think the way I approached it was to go up, sort of run away and listen to a whole heap of reference tracks and music that I wanted to influence the sound. And so I went straight to ballet music. I wanted it to have a very strong fairy tale, or reinforce the fairy tale element of the project. So I went to Tchaikovsky and I went to Prokofiev's Cinderella, especially, was a huge influence on me. And so in terms of genre, I basically just listened to a whole heap, maybe, did some score study. And as I said, with the orchestration, just learned as I was going, because it was very new to me. So, a lot of rough edges and lot of learning along the way, and that's how that came
Definitely.
together in terms of genre. Yeah.
Well, I think you did really great. I'm definitely looking forward to see what you do next, and see how that goes as well. Next question. What was the work that you're most proud of so far? Was it that piece that we just played, or was it another one?
Yeah, look, I think I am proudest of that piece. I think the idea of these three different sisters really gelled in my mind as this very strong theme, and the idea of a kind of an archetypal triumvirate of characters. You've got Emma, who's the heart, and Hilda's the spirit, and then Ramona's the head. So you've got this kind of real contrasting three sisters, but all noble and good, and wanting to evoke that kind of nobility and goodness for the young audience. But Hilda, really, I just fell in love with the idea of this really brash young princess who was she's first encountered in a martial context, training all of the soldiers. So she's a skilled soldier herself. She's a woodswoman. I had this kind of sort of Errol Flynn kind of, dashing but beautiful young princess in my mind, and so I just really wanted to make that so spirited, and it all came together. And I think I just remember texting Kathy, going, "I'm on fire with this. This is this is the best," and that was a real high point for me. Yeah.
I think you did awesome. It's nice that you were thinking about that as you went along as well, like what different characters and how you want them to be perceived. And that was really awesome.
Definitely. Yeah, it was really important for me to kind of bring that to that, the emotion of the character forward. Yeah, it was about the emotion. Yeah.
I think you all did awesome. Though I'm definitely gonna see if I can listen to some more of your stuff, like a bit after this as well. Like I didn't get a chance to really listen too much, so hoping to. So let's see what's the next one that we had. So what if you could do it again? What advice would you have for Kathy, or anything along the project lines? What are your thoughts on that? If
I could do it all over again, I mean, you can't really look backwards in a way. You have to just go with what you've got, the experience you have at the time. If we do that, we start questioning everything we do, and it's not possible to kind of second guess yourself in that way.
You don't want to
in
get
terms
too
of the
deep
project,
into the world,
I don't have any criticism.
Okay.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, I don't have any criticism of Kathy or the project in any way. Like that was extremely professional. It was just the best first project to have the chance to cut my teeth on.
Well, that's really great to hear. Like, there's a lot of, I'm happy to hear that with the project, and you all seem like really great people from little bits here and there that I've met you.
Definitely, yeah.
So I'm happy that he had a good
it's
team.
just so much talent. Yeah, and meeting Christy, and the artwork is so evocative, and also knowing that it's going, like maybe not every game has such a positive kind of nature to it, and that it's going to a young audience that's going to have a good influence on people. That was really, really gratifying to be involved in that aspect. Yeah.
That's good. It's really nice to hear that. So I'm happy that you have that outlook on it, and sounds like I would like to have a project like that as well. It sounds really nice.
Definitely, yeah. I feel a little spoiled and a little concerned that it's not always going to be that good.
Yeah, that's just the real. Yeah, that's the thing with working with people. You never know how things are going to go, but it's the fun of it as well. At the same time, like everything's going to be different, but that's just how life goes. So
it's
cool.
One of my main motivations is not just to get my music out there, but it's actually to be involved with other artists that have a common vision and work together to create something that, as individuals, we wouldn't be able to even dream. And that common kind of working towards that unified vision as artists is one of the best things about game dev and all of the collaboration that can happen. Yeah.
What's so good about it? Yeah, it's just a mixed media with so many different outlets, so many people from different different perspectives and everything. It's so good.
Definitely. Yeah, and it comes together in something that's so that people can immerse themselves in and really let go and be a part of it. It's a world. It's not just something that you watch or listen to.
You really have to be active and conscious when you go into games, stuff like that.
Definitely.
If you want to be immersed. So we seem to have a fourth question here. Any stories along the development lines that you'd like to share, like any memories or?
I think the thing that most stands out to me is how this actually even came about, because I met Kathy when we both attended a lecture at the Adelaide City Library. And we were sort of, I as a new composer, I was just trying to start the idea of networking. I didn't know where to go, so I saw an ad for this lecture that was about to be delivered at the library of creating narrative in immersive worlds in games. And so it was all very new to me. I knew I wanted to do music. I was interested in games, but had no connection whatsoever at that time. And so I've rocked up to this room, this little room. There's a projector waiting for someone to plug their PowerPoint into. And then there's only one other person in the room, and that's Kathy sitting at the other end of the table. She's there waiting as well. And after about 20 minutes, we kind of, we've been chatting slightly and discussing, some generalities, and we sort of realised that no one else was coming to deliver this lecture. And so decided to collaborate on her game. So yeah, it was such a happy twist of fate that brought me into Kathy's path to do this project, and I'll never forget that. Yeah. I'll never forget saying I'm a composer and her saying, "Oh, I need a composer right now. You're in the right spot at the right time." It was like excellent.
Seems like that's a lot of how the Adelaide scene works in general. Like, just have to go out there and just network a little bit.
Yeah.
Sadly, there's not many.
I couldn't have
It's
been
really cool that comes
luckier.
around.
Christian, I couldn't have been luckier in a composer. The music is everyone comments on the music. It's just beautiful. So.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm just so proud to be a part of it.